Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving into a topic that explores both personal relationships and the intersection of power and public life. We are talking about African first ladies who, despite their high profiles and influential positions, found themselves at the center of scandals involving extramarital affairs. These powerful women, often seen as symbols of strength and leadership, were not immune to the emotional complexities of love and loyalty. This story reminds us that power, fame, and wealth cannot shield anyone from the challenges of maintaining a relationship. Before we continue, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into political, cultural, and human interest stories. We want to hear from you, so leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think power and wealth increase the risk of infidelity? Let's get started. Infidelity is a painful reality that affects relationships at all levels of society. It's often assumed that wealth, power, and fame provide immunity to personal struggles, but history tells a different story. These first ladies, despite their privileged positions, were caught in scandals that shook their marriages and made headlines across the world. Let's explore the stories of a few of these women whose personal lives became public spectacles, revealing the vulnerability of even the most powerful people. We begin with Vera Chiluba from Zambia, who was the first lady from 1991 to 2001. Vera's marriage to President Frederick Chiluba ended in a very public scandal. In 2004, after their divorce, allegations surfaced that Vera had been having an affair with a wealthy businessman, Mactaburi Archie. The fallout was swift. President Chiluba reportedly evicted Vera from the presidential residence, and the divorce became a media frenzy. The scandal not only ended their marriage but also raised questions about the integrity of relationships at the highest levels of power. The personal betrayal became a public spectacle that damaged the reputations of both parties involved. Next, we turn to South Africa, where the case of Winnie Madikizela Mandela is still one of the most talked about political scandals in the country. Winnie, the former wife of Nelson Mandela, was a legendary figure in the anti-apartheid movement. However, her personal life was equally complicated. In the 1990s, allegations surfaced that Winnie had been involved in an affair with Dolly Mpofu, a prominent member of the ANC. These allegations played a significant role in the breakdown of her marriage to Nelson Mandela. Mandela, who had spent many years in prison fighting apartheid, sought a divorce, partly because of Winnie's affair with Mpofu. The personal challenges she faced during this period, especially after her separation from Mandela, raised questions about the balance between political power and personal integrity. The story of Nompumelelo Ntuli Zuma, one of the wives of former South African President Jacob Zuma, is another example of a scandal that shook the nation. In 2010, reports emerged alleging that Nompumelelo had been involved in an affair with her bodyguard, Finda Tomo. The situation became even more complicated when Tomo was found dead under mysterious circumstances. The affair and the subsequent death of Tomo cast a dark shadow over Nompumelelo's marriage and created widespread media attention. The full details of the situation remain unclear, but the scandal severely impacted the public image of both Nompumelelo and her husband, President Zuma. These stories raise important questions about the nature of power and infidelity. Why is it that some powerful and wealthy people still struggle with fidelity? Is it because they are too consumed with their political careers to nurture their relationships? Or does the nature of their positions, constantly being in the public eye, contribute to emotional neglect or isolation? These are difficult questions, and while there's no simple answer, one thing is clear: wealth and power do not guarantee loyalty. There is also the question of emotional neglect. In many high-profile political marriages, the demands of leadership can create significant emotional distance between partners. The spouses of these leaders are often left to deal with the pressures of their public roles while their partners focus on their careers. In the case of President Chiluba, for example, his role as president required his full attention, and this likely left Vera Chiluba feeling isolated and neglected. The emotional void created by such neglect may have contributed to her affair, highlighting the challenges of maintaining a personal relationship under the weight of political responsibilities. These personal stories also reveal how society views infidelity in high-profile marriages. When a regular person is caught cheating, it might be viewed as a personal flaw. But when a first lady is involved, the scandal takes on a whole new level of significance. It becomes a matter of national interest. The public scrutiny these women faced was intense, and their personal failings were often seen as reflections of the men they were married to. For political leaders, the infidelity of their wives can undermine their credibility and erode public trust. For the women involved, the consequences are often even more severe. They may face public humiliation, loss of political influence, and strained relationships with their political allies. Despite the attention these stories attract, it's important to recognize that infidelity is not exclusive to powerful or wealthy people. It happens in marriages across the world, regardless of status or wealth. The difference here is that these first ladies' personal lives were on display for everyone to see. The scandal becomes part of the larger narrative about the political figures they were married to. The pressure of living in the public eye, where every move is watched and judged, can be overwhelming, and in some cases, it may even lead to emotional and physical neglect, which can fuel infidelity. So, what lessons can we draw from these stories? One clear takeaway is that love and loyalty require constant attention, no matter how powerful or wealthy you may be. While wealth and status might offer some protection, they can never guarantee the stability of a personal relationship. The emotional needs of both partners must be nurtured, and both must be willing to invest in maintaining the relationship. If one partner becomes too consumed with their work or public image, the emotional void created can lead to significant strain in the relationship. As we reflect on these cases, it's worth considering the broader implications. How do we view power and infidelity in politics? Do we judge politicians based on their personal lives, or do we focus solely on their professional conduct? In the case of these first ladies, their personal lives became part of the public narrative. Their mistakes were magnified, and their relationships were dissected in the media. While their actions may have been wrong, they also reflect the complexities of being in a high-pressure, high-profile relationship. So, what do you think? Do power and wealth increase the risk of infidelity, or are these just normal relationship struggles that anyone could face? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth discussions on political and social issues. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.